you're starting out, you should not focus on optimizing for the best performance or being the best person in that field or something, but rather you should just start doing the thing. Today, we'll discuss this about me. I'm Prateek and I went from an average student to the top of my entire grade without any coaching, tuition, or reference books. I got 97% in my 10th board exams, and I'll tell you how to do the same, how to go from average to the top, right? So let's discuss this. So what I see many people do is that if they start doing something, they just start optimizing for the best. They just think that why am I not the best? Why am I not optimized, or why am I not doing the thing perfectly well? This is the stupidest thing that I ever see. Why? Because usually these type of people, instead of them being actually like considering the fact that they have not even started and they are thinking of optimizing, they just say that, well, if I do not optimize or if I do not perfectly do something, then what's the point of starting? But they don't get a fact that if you are starting something, then that's already improvement. If you are doing something which you previously did not, and this thing is helpful for like your career, your performance, anything like that, then you're already improving. It does not matter at this stage if you are being perfect, if you have the perfect form, if you have the perfect physique, if you have the perfect mind, whatever. It just matters that you are doing it. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you are just starting out in the gym. Right now, it doesn't matter if you have a perfect form, if you have the perfect body, if you have the perfect diet. Right now, what matters is just thinking about it and showing up to the gym, right? Similarly, let's say you are starting out in studying. Right now, it doesn't matter if you have the perfect timetable and everything, but rather what matters is that you are just trying to study, right? You're at least trying. You're at least doing something which you think will help you. That's what matters, right? So that's what my point is. You know how I got the idea for this video. So I was just hanging around with some friends when one of my friends who couldn't do a pull up was just asked by other people that why don't you do the pull up? Like, why don't you just try it? And then as he was doing it, one of the guys came to him and said, no, you have to put your arms wide. You have to put your arms like this, that, whatever. You do not have to shake your body. And I was like, what the actual fuck? Like, just let the person do the thing. In the starting, it doesn't matter if he has bad form, good form, whatever form. But just just let the person start. And I have the best example for this because in the pull-ups, earlier I couldn't do even one pull-up. And you know how I started? Rather than just doing dead hangs and then slowly going up or down, whatever, I just started jumping. And as I would jump, I would just hold the bar and just try to do it up and down. You're getting my point? At that point, even if the pull up is usually not done by jumping, and if you do it, then it is not even considered one. Even if that is true, it was still progress. Why? Because I was at least trying. You know, you are at least doing better than the last time you did not do it. Let's say today you are at least trying to do a pull up. And even if you cannot do it, even if you fail miserably, even if you fall, even if you are like embarrassed in front of people, even if people start laughing at you, that does not matter. You are still better than the person you were yesterday who was not doing a pull up at all. At least you are trying today. And if you slowly start improving and try daily, then there would be a point when you would actually start doing a pull up. That's what I'm saying. Because my point is that in the starting, you shouldn't care about being the best in that thing or being perfect, having the perfect form, having the perfect mind. Right now, you should just focus on just doing it. Even if you fail, even if nothing works, just start doing it. And in the context of studying, this thing is really important because usually what people do is that they open the book, they just sit and read one page, and then if they cannot answer one question from that page, they suddenly say that wait, I don't know anything from this page. That means that my last hour was wasted, and hence studying is useless. And they start studying and they start hating studying. But this is like such a foolish mindset because, like, how can I even say it? You cannot understand something on the first try. I literally made videos on it. I literally put it in my program, link in the description. Like, I've said this so many times that you cannot understand anything on the first try. The first try is not for understanding it, it's just for knowing what it is. Like, what does it actually hold? Let's say there's a chapter. Let's say there's a chapter permutation and combination, right? I've taken a random chapter, and now you don't know actually what is in that chapter. You don't even know what permutation or combination even is, right? Like the thing about the formulas for NCR and all, those things are different. But you currently don't even know what that even means. Now, the first session or the first time you read the chapter, that will not be about being the best in that thing or knowing perfectly how it is done and everything after you have just read it for the first time. Rather, that's just for knowing what is actually going on in that. That's the point. Like, just think about it. Can you just read a sentence once and just remember it for your life? Of course not. But let's say you read that same sentence 100 times. Will you remember it? Even if not for your whole life, you'll at least remember it for a month. Or even if not for a month, for a few days. Right? That's the point. That's the power of repetition. So, in the starting, there is no concept of being perfect in something. Because everyone who is perfect in something was not perfect in the starting. Similarly, in the gym, what I see is that people just go and they start like looking up for diet plans and for having the perfect form. Even if one can say that okay, it will help me later. Like if I have the perfect form now, then I wouldn't have to worry about it or change it later. Or they might say that if I like study perfectly right now, then I wouldn't have to repeat the studying session again and again. But that's just like a foolish mindset. Why would you do it when it is not even possible? Like, can you have the perfect form on the first day? Can you read something and just remember it for your whole life? Can you, on the first day of meditation, meditate for 1 hour? Can you, on the first day of doing a pull up, do a pull up? That's not how it works because literally you cannot do it. It's not that you may or may not, might or might not. That's not the thing. It's not a possibility, but rather it's literally a it's not even something that you can argue with because that's like it's the basis of humans. We understand things by repetition. That's the basis of learning. You cannot argue with it like, oh, I can do it. Of course, if something is very, very simple, like just putting a pen in a cap, then of course you can understand it on the first try, right? But but things like going to the gym, picking up weights, or doing pull-ups, or studying, meditation, these things are not easy. These things are not simple. They have a lot of branches, lot of considerations, lot of personal biases. All these things affect these things. So you cannot simply say that I'll do it on the first try and then have the perfect thing. Because you cannot. Any activity requires you to at least, even if not being perfect, just trying. That's the basis requirement. You know, if you are going to the gym, you usually see someone on the first day of the gym just going on the bench press and trying to hit 100 kgs. Of course, you think what a retard this person is. Like, of course, you cannot hit 100 kgs on the first day. Just think about it. When you start studying on the first day and expect to remember everything, you are the retard who was lifting 100 kgs on the first day. Because there is no difference. The person who was like lifting the weight did not know anything about lifting weights, did not know anything about the gym, but he just came and started doing the thing that he thought he could do, even if he could not. Similarly, you do not know anything about studying, you do not know how to do, what techniques, what methods, is there actually any method or technique, what to actually do, what not, and you just expect to do it fully. Of course, you cannot do. So, there is no difference between you and the retard who goes to the gym and just lifts 100 kgs or tries to lift 100 kgs on the first day. That's the point. Now, how can you fix this? Simple answer is just accept the fact that you would not understand anything on the first try. Earlier I was very stubborn. Like, no, why I cannot do it? I will do it. I will be different. I will be special or something. But then, slowly I realized that it's not about being special. But rather, you're already special if you're doing the work. Most people do not even do the work. They are not even consistent. If you are consistent, then you are already in the top 10%. Because 90% of people do not even care about doing enough. They just think that their life will go on as it is. Like you must have friends like that. Even I have friends like that. They just think that life will just go on and just get a job or some shit and then they'll live a life like they are doing right now. That's what my point is. Like, you are already better if you are just trying. Even if you do not get it on the first try, you are already better. Do not optimize for the best. To fix this, just accept this fact and do repetitions. Like you already know the drill. Do repetitions, do on the first try. If you do not get it, which of course you will not, then repeat it once, then repeat it twice, repeat it thrice, and so on till you are kind of sure that you understand it fully. Even if you get bad grades, if you are sure that you understand it, then done. That's the point, right? Now, if you want more help from me, like about how to exactly do something, how to go from average to the top, how to like memorize something, how to make a perfect timetable for your exams, how to make a perfect timetable for the three sessions, like the three session principle, which is one of the most important thing that I personally think is in terms of studying, then I highly recommend you to join my program. It's literally $5. Like how much is $5? You can literally join it right now and get access to all the contents. For Indian buyers, there is one link. For international buyers, there is one link. For Indian buyers can pay through UPI and international buyers through card. I highly recommend it to you because, like, where do you get the exact how to create a timetable, memorization technique, which got me to a 97% from a like 50 or 70%? As the exact memorization technique, how to create the exact perfect timetable for both exams and for the three sessions, and a lot of more videos like how to specialize and how to complete each subject specifically. It's really helpful, and I really think that you will have a lot of advantage if you take it. Now, I'll see you in the next video. You can watch my previous videos, join the program. Till then, see you later. Work like a dog, live like a lion.